I'm a sucker for punishment, so I'm always throwing myself into challenges. And this one is probably by far the craziest that I've probably ever done. I don't know what to expect. How can you not hear about the warrior immersion course? Seriously, always been at the top of my list to do. I've been wanting to do it for the last, it has to have been 18 months now. I don't want to admit it, but yes, I think they definitely have what it takes to break me down. I mean, these guys are special force officers and ex-commandos, and they're the real deal. But I'm willing to go through that to become a better version of myself and to become more human.
Once you've achieved something that seems impossible, and once you've gone through something that's so extremely hard, you can anchor back to that. Anything moving forward that doesn't equate to that doesn't measure up to that, you find easy. So that mental toughness, your ability to accept the challenge and remain in the game as resilience is always anchored back to this position. So these sort of events give that person that platform to go above and beyond their perceived limitations, to try and level that up with their actual ability, and they can take that knowledge away factually because they've experienced it.
So generally we'll take the course through a number of different phases. Obviously the initial phase, being the first session they do, is like the initial shock of capture. Generally it'll be the wake up, welcome to course, where we'll put them through a series of physical tests that'll put it in the back of their mind in no uncertain terms that you're on this course and you're on it for a reason.
We got here, we started to mingle, we started to get to know each other, and then we were thrown straight into 2 files, and then we did a kit check. Every single one of these people that came along had forgotten something or had missed something on the list, including myself. I missed 2 items. Each item that was missed, we got penalised. So that didn't feel good, especially knowing that I had to inflict pain on my teammates as well. And yeah, it was definitely something that I had to deal with in my mind. So it was a lot of high intensity fitness, a lot of challenging fitness, and we had a couple of people vomiting, we had a couple of people crying, and that was only a couple of hours into this whole 48-hour warrior immersion course. So that just shows you exactly what we're going to be going through from start to finish.
Then we move into, I guess, a bit more of a teaching phase where the guys learn differing things from mindset through to the more physiological stuff concerning lifting, mobility, stretching, recovery, and the like to do with their bodies.
I work with the larger directive staff here in breaking everyone down and letting them come to a point where they actually understand they're human. So it's not at that point until they reach their fallibility, do they actually understand I'm at a point of growth. Then they start to learn. And at that point, the benefits shine through, and there's a complete paradigm shift in everyone that does these courses.
We're always pushing them. It's one activity after the other. There's no lull period. Certainly they have limited sleep. Generally their calorie intake is lower than probably what is required for the period as well. So when we have the last activity, generally they're slightly sleep deprived, calorie deficient, and then that's at that stage that then we can push them.
Pretty shattered at the moment, hey. I'm quite surprised with how I'm feeling. Even like a little bit emotional. I don't even know why, but I just am. Today we woke up, did a fitness session. I feel like everything's a blur because it feels like everything's just been rolled into one. Then we did some mobility work, then we did some jiu-jitsu, and then another really big hectic fitness session. So it's been a really full-on day, and I think after that last session that I did, I don't know, like I just come crashing down. I'm determined, like I really am determined to get through this. I don't want to quit, and certainly don't see myself quitting. I'm not a quitter. I just know that I think I have a fear of not being able to perform at my best, and that's like something that doesn't sit well with me. So
the last phase then, I guess, is what you'd probably deem endurance. And that's where we take them really past their comfort zones in that physical environment.
The outer shell is starting to fall away. It doesn't take much for someone to have to draw on the willpower and draw on the resilience and draw on the mental strength to push through. And that's when you can see the real person inside, and we can start to shape the character. There's a pattern that people follow, man, and it's like a roller coaster, and we see it every single time, especially down on the beach, where they're moving along for such a long period of time and they're talking to themselves. It's their own mind, and they'll get shitty with themselves because they're not moving anywhere, and then they cry and they break down, and we've all done it, and then we laugh at ourselves for being so stupid, and that light bulb moment that it's not going to happen unless I put one foot in front of the other. And then there's that surge of energy, and it's a forever change, and it's a transformation, and that gets to us as well. So then they keep pumping, they push forward.
The hardest bit about today, day 3, I'm petrified of waves. Like I'm not okay with having my head submerged underwater. Today I had to face a fear, and it got me, and I nearly quit. I knew that that's what we had to go back to. And I said to one of the trainers, I said, I can't do this. And that's not in my vocabulary. Like, I couldn't believe I said it, but that's how certain I was that I just didn't want to go and do it. And all it took was a shake of the head and a pat on the back. And he says, you got this, mate. And I went straight in. It was, oh my God, it was so scary. And I shut down. I had Scott in my ear. I had him in my face yelling at me. I had him trying to talk to me, trying to get the reasons out of me why I couldn't. I was shut down. I was blank. I didn't have anything. It was completely blank. I mean, we started it out in this journey as complete strangers. We didn't know each other, but we worked so well together, come today especially. You know, watching people break person by person by person by person, and just being by their side and making sure that we were there to support them. And if they wanted to cry, we said, you know, we told them it was okay. Like, it was okay to cry, get it out, get those demons out of your head. And like, it's really emotional. And I definitely scared myself today with the thought of, you know, I was nearly going to hit. But yeah, these guys are here to push you and to bring out the best in you. They're not your enemy. They're your best friends.